T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, a very good evening to each and every one of you. Welcome to this week's episode of Your Manchester.
Yes.
Hi, Flower. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Why are we doing this?
Because there's no thing here today, is there? I know.
This is it. This is what we've got. And I'm going to do this. No, not.
Sooty in the nude.
That is Sooty in the nude.
How's your week been, Flower?
It's been very good. I've been off to the theatre.
Have you?
I have.
Yes.
It's a very scary play called The Woman in Black.
Oh, that sounds scary.
It was like spending a night with you.
How true. We've got a lovely show lined up for you tonight. Really have. Who's on the show tonight, Brandon?
Well, we have the fabulous Kevin Cruz.
We do, indeed. We have Jai McDowall joining us as well.
Yes, and we've got playwright and director Joe Lidster.
We have indeed, as well as reviewing the 3 hottest shows in town this week.
We're one of them, right?
You're what?
We're one of them.
All right, the 4 hottest shows in town this week.
Obviously.
Hands are on the hips, Flo.
What can I say?
Camper than me these days. Just in time for Pride.
Yes, it is Pride this weekend. We're going to be out and about, getting the best bits that's going on.
We are.
Obviously, we're the thing you want to see most at Pride.
Well, probably not me on a Sunday, after I've done a Saturday and a Friday.
And
yes.
She's probably done the Thursday and the Wednesday.
I will have done the Thursday, yes.
And when you've done well then.
I am fully omnipresent.
Yes, well, the rainbows are everywhere around the village, if you haven't noticed already.
All around Manchester.
All around Manchester, yes, up and down Market Street, I've noticed today.
I've not been there. No, I only
too
ever go
far.
to Selfridges or Harvey-Nichols these days. I tell you, it's just the way that life is.
Of course, that's where she got the fabulous sequined gown.
Yes, if you say so. Now, listen, we've got a cracking show for you. Make sure you bring all your comments to us. If you've got any questions about anything that we are discussing, then let us know. We're going to hot foot it over now to our lovely desk, everybody. Shall I go first?
You go first,
I'll go first, then. Here we go.
Right, run for it.
I ran. Did you see me run?
I did.
Did you see me run? Here we go. We're in a lovely jubbly. All right, then. And we are, of course, now joined by our very first guest, everybody. A legend in his own town. Yes, indeed. Please welcome Kevin Cruz. Hi,
Hello.
Kevin. How are you, my love? I'm all right.
I'm all right.
You got a little...
I'll have a share.
When were you on Britain's Got Talent?
Oh, do you know what? It was 2010, so 11 years ago.
11 years ago, and you've not
years.
changed a single bit.
Well, I don't know. My sequins are popping sitting down in this. So I'm going to have to do a bit of adjustment for Friday. That's good.
She knows that feeling all too well.
Just buy a bigger outfit, Flower. That's what I do. You've got that many glamours that you wear. Feathers.
Yeah.
How is the boat, by the way?
The boat is very well. I'm actually trying to pack for the weekend at the moment. I'm looking at a few bits and bobs. I've ordered some dodgy stuff. I don't know if you ordered dodgy stuff online, but look at that. That was meant to be a fully sequined, bedazzled captain's hat. I mean, rubbish.
It's garbage, that. But mind you, I bet it was nice and cheap, though, wasn't it?
Just that we like it.
Was it nice and cheap?
It was $197.
What's the name of the boat that you partake on?
The Fishy Rose.
The Fishy Rose. I must disinfect. I forgot to do it. Here we go. Do you want some?
I'll have some.
There we are. We're still
After
keeping up
hearing
trends
those words,
here.
you have to.
How's COVID been for you, Kevin?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I always do all the holiday parks, so I do like Butlins and Park Dean. So we stopped, obviously, at the middle of last year, and then went back to it September time. A nightmare for me because I'm a party act. I like to get the party started, as you know.
Yes.
And I couldn't get anyone on stage, no audience participation. Everyone had to sit at their tables. They couldn't sing along and they couldn't get up, literally. They had to put their hands up if they wanted to go to the toilet. So for me, it was a nightmare. But, you know, you just crack on with it and do what you can do, earn your money and run out the back door, don't you? So,
if that's one thing I was always taught is get in, get out, be down the pub by 10. That is the one thing I was taught at drama school.
I know,
tell you that now.
exactly. So it's a bit impossible for me.
They have to do what they want. And obviously now, because there's no masks and people can mix a little bit more, it's better. We can start getting a party going. So it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
We're getting there.
And you're obviously here for the party of the century, which always is Manchester Pride, which you're going to be at this weekend. What have we got planned?
I can't wait. Literally, I tell you what, you can have all these trendy acts, but you can't beat a little bit of Living on a Prayer belted out from Eva Bar on a Saturday afternoon. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, you can have all your Ed Sheerans. Is he popular still? I don't know. But we have such a laugh at Eva. This is my third year of doing it properly on an outdoor stage. And from Saturday and Sunday afternoon on there, and we just belt out all the classics, sing along, party songs with a bit of ups upside your head, as you do.
It sounds just camp as anything, doesn't it, really?
Well, isn't that what we need? I think this year, more than ever, we just need to put our drink in the air and sing along to a bit of A Little Respect by Erasure. Do you know what I mean? That's what you need.
Yeah.
That is my pride. And I have a lovely little fan base of people from Manchester that come now to the Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon at Eva. They turn up and they know exactly what to expect. We do requests, can't beat it, I tell ya.
This is what made us get you on the show, though, because you are still, you like you're saying, 11 years ago you're on Britain's Got Talent, but I mean, you're still as popular as ever, aren't you?
I'm still working is what you mean, right? I know.
But here, it's more than some have been recently.
Listen, even I'm surprised. I'm still getting paid for it. I can't believe it. But, yes, I know, 11 years. And actually, if I'm allowed a tiny minuscule of being a little bit, whatever you might call it, but out of my year, all 40 acts, none of them are working. Not one of them.
Not one.
No, 1 minute. So I'll tell you what, it's, for me, it's Prue Simon Cowell that sometimes you've got to let a bit of camp get on that show and show them what it's about.
Absolutely.
Who is that man anyway?
What's he ever done?
I mean,
But I love
he's
that
had
you've
his...
got Jay on as well. I did Panther with him back about 5 years ago in Windsor. You should ask him about it.
Oh, yeah.
You're always at Windsor, aren't you, though?
Yeah, this will be my 12th year as comic. Yeah, it's lovely.
Wow. I mean, you've worked with my favourite thing ever. You've worked with my favourite Basil Brush.
Oh, Basil Brush.
Oh, he holds my heart.
He's wonderful, isn't
it? We've just been doing the Edinburgh Fringe this last weekend, so we've just been up in Edinburgh for a small...
So were you?
So was I.
Yeah, and so I spent the weekend with Basil, and I tell you what, if you think a drag queen can be a diva, try working with Basil Brush.
I wouldn't know what that means
I've
to
heard
be a
things
diva.
about Melinda, and I tell you what, Basil Brush would wipe the floor with you, honestly.
Oh, I do hope so. I do hope so. Either way, you can all
ginger.
either us upside down. We've got the same hair colour, me and Basil. Anyway,
You
so it's
do?
good with the world, isn't it?
Same features, darling. Yeah.
Same features. Right then, so we've got a lovely show.
Why do
lined
I
up
need
for
to
you.
take the mick anymore?
What time are you on at Eva, and where can we catch you throughout the weekend? Because you're not just going to be doing that, surely, to goodness me.
Well, I'm having a little mooch part on a Friday night, having a little night off to myself, and I'm there Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon. I think around about 3 o'clock onwards, we'll be on the outdoor stage giving it some party people. And I'm just booked to Eva Bar. I'm exclusive, Belinda.
Exclusive. Do you remember when you were exclusive?
I still am, Flower. It's called. Anyway, so we will catch you.
It's called marriage.
It's called pension.
Oh,
Yes.
well, that too.
So, Kevin Cruz, we will catch you on Canal Street at Bar Eva on them dates, and we look forward to seeing you there, Flower.
Yeah, unless I got these bags I've given away as well. So if anybody wants a bit of tax, I've got a
You're
little
giving them
bag.
away?
Oh, you're just giving them away.
Here we go.
There we
I've
are.
sailed on the fishy rose.
There's nothing worse than having a fishy
What's
rose,
this?
honestly.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, bring one, because I'll be carrying that many costumes. I'll need a bag to put something in this weekend, won't I? It's going to be ridiculous. Bring that shirt with you as well. I'll have that from you. All right, then, Kevin Cruz, thank you so much. I'll wear a vest underneath it. It'll be fine. Kevin Cruz,
thank you. Eat chips, don't you? Chips and garlic mayonnaise all weekend. That's all I eat. That's the problem.
There's a lovely place. Get a mixed kebab when you're on doing the doing there. It'd be fabulous. It really will. Kevin Cruz, thank you very much. See you
Kevin.
this weekend. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, we are spinning through today's show because there's so much literally to get in. We are going to go through every single show that's important, come what may. And joining us now, the winner of Britain's Got Talent, everybody, Jai McDowall. Welcome, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? How's it going?
Oh, you're not bad on the eye at all, are you, Flo?
Welcome to your Manchester dating show.
Oh dear, you worked with Kevin Cruz, didn't you?
I did. Kevin was in my very, very first panto back in Windsor. Oh God, when was that? 2015, 16 maybe?
Yeah,
Long time ago.
How's life changed for you since you won Britain's Got Talent?
Oh, completely. Absolutely, completely. I would not be doing the job I'm doing without the doors that were open to me back then. And as Kevin was saying, you know, it's a hard business, and it's quite a good thing to be able to say, you know, 10 years on, that you're still managing to work within the industry and still enjoying it for that matter, because that's a big thing as well, I guess.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
you went back to do it, didn't you? You went back and did the Champions as well.
Yes, but 2019 now. That was. Yeah. It's hard to think that was 2 years ago. May I say, COVID has ruined life, or at least my brain for timelines, because I can't tell you when things happened anymore. But I went back to. No, you're right, and I've had 2 birthdays during lockdown, so I'm only 33. Not 35. Just so we know.
Absolutely, completely agree with that.
We'll stick with that, yeah. Now tell us about this Come What May show then. What's that all about?
So Come What May is, it's an extravaganza. Basically there's dancers and scantily clad humans on stage and burlesque and all sorts of stuff, which is good. I'm going to have to... I'm gonna have to diet and go to the gym for the next couple of weeks during rehearsals. But no, it's going to be.
Post some photos of that, great.
Cool, I'll do that. So it's going to be lots of the songs from Moulin Rouge, along with other songs from well-known sort of movie musicals and also musicals as well. So we'll get The Greatest Showman in there. We'll get some Rocket Man. But primarily it's mostly Moulin Rouge, and I think that's why, because I love the music of Moulin Rouge. And it was one of those weird situations in life where I was listening to the soundtrack because I'd heard it was coming to the West End from Broadway, and then I'd listened to it constantly for about 2 weeks, and I was like, I want to be in this show, and I didn't get in the show, but that's fine, because eventually that's going to happen. I'm putting it out there. But we got Come What May, came in a couple of weeks later, and I was like, that's
what songs
really
can we expect to see from that then? Because obviously I'm a massive fan of the musical version. I think it's incredible. Can we expect to see any songs from the Broadway musical, or is it just from the film?
Yes. No, there's some from, so some of the versions from the Broadway musical are in the show. I got some of the sheet music through the other day, and I was this is not the movie version, this is the Broadway version. So there's definitely some in there. We've got Nature Boy and Roxanne, which is kind of my favourite, not only because it's a drinking game.
Musical.
Oh no, it totally is. And I kind of like it though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's good.
I don't know what I
my
prefer
favourite
though.
Backstage Romance. Backstage Romance is my jam.
Yep, I get it. Yep.
So it's a big cabaret extravaganza is what we're looking forward to seeing then, is that right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
With myself and a whole cast of wonderful human beings. It was just announced the other day, so I'm looking forward to meeting them. And I think because of obviously the situation performers have been in for the past 18 months, I think we're really just raring to go, and we're desperate to get out there and just have a great time. I mean, I'm buzzing, honestly. I've got three days left at home because I stupidly booked a train a day early, but I'm still buzzing.
Absolutely. So good. Where can we expect to find it, and what dates is it on then?
So it's on from the 15th of September So we start in Buxton, and then we head up to, because I think Buxton might be the closest to Manchester.
It is
and
indeed,
then
yes.
we head up to Scotland for a few dates, and then all over the place, like Yeovil and Dunstable and, oh God, everywhere from Elgin to down south. Southampton, I think we're doing Southampton. It's mad.
It's shebang.
It sounds like it's going to be one heck of a spectacular show to watch. If you had to sum it up to people, how would you sum it up to people that are, maybe just borderlining on coming to watch this show?
Well, we haven't started rehearsals yet, but from what I can gather from the set and from the promo video, it's going to be full on. It's going to be pretty sexy, I think. I think it's going to be pretty sexy.
Oh, are you in the show?
I do. Yeah.
I mean, in the show, I'd look good in a feather bikini, wouldn't I?
Stunning.
To be fair, you could. I mean, you look great. Just can you do a high kick? I can't do a high kick. You could
I've
stand
not
in
seen
the
you
air.
toes for 10 years, so no, I don't think I could do a high kick, to be honest with you.
Right. Okay. Splits. Can you do the splits?
Only on a good night.
Well, you're in. There we go.
There we are then. Are you dancing in it, by the way?
Well, I haven't been told this yet, but if I'm dancing, I'm dancing. I'll give it a good old college try.
Absolutely.
But,
well, we'll put all the details up on the website and we'll let everybody know where it's going to be. But the one, like you say, that's nearest to us here in Manchester is Buxton.
Yes.
And looking at the video and everything that comes with it, it's going to be one heck of a sensation. So thank you so much for your time today, Jai. And
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
We'll be watching the show come what may.
Woo. Ta-da.
Clap. Thank you, Jai. Thank
just
you.
me clapping for you, or?
There's so many shows going around at the moment.
There's so many going on.
And we have brought all our reviewers here. You went to see one.
I did.
This gentleman over here, we've heard him tonight, but let's now see him. Yeah. This is our lovely Ashley Smith, everybody. And over in Salford calling, Ash Cox, how are you?
Hello, from Salford.
Hello.
Salford. It's like so far away, isn't it? We like to make the most of it,
They're trying to say they're proud of us,
Yeah. Right, I tell you.
Global love, you're global.
It's global love.
You're global. You're global.
All right, so the first one we want to talk about then is the Rocky Horror Show.
Oh,
okay.
amazing.
Now you went and watched that, didn't you?
I did, Belinda.
Let's look at the trailer.
It's astounding! Time is fleeting! Madness takes its toll. But listen closely. Not for very much longer. I've got to keep control. I remember during the time warp, drinking those moments when the blackness hit me and the void of me calling. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
So that's the Rocky Horror Show that you went to watch. What did you think to it?
Absolutely amazing. I mean, first of all, Belinda, it's so good to have live entertainment, to be back in a theatre again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've seen the Rocky Horror Show probably over the past 30 odd years, probably about 5 or 6 times. This is the best production ever.
Wow.
What was so good about
Big
it then?
talk.
Well, the good thing about it is the narrator, as those people who've seen Rocky Horror often know about, they always do something topical. They'll stick little topical notes and jokes in. Obviously, there was a lot about the pandemic situation. Quite a few, how can we say it, Boris Johnson political digs.
Here.
Yeah, and it was very, very funny. Very, very funny. The actual narrator was an actor by the name of Christopher Luskin. Now, the name might not mean a lot to a few people, but for those au la certain âge,
Yes.
will remember him as Catherine Zeta-Jones's husband in The Darling Buds of May, the original TV show.
Yes. I remember him. Who was playing Frankfurter in this one?
Frankenfurter was a chap called Stephen Webb.
Any good?
Fantastic.
Really?
Really good. He was a bit of a hunk, I have to say.
What's
Too hunky for Frankfurter?
Never too hunky for Frankenfurter.
never.
No, he was really good. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Obviously, we had Brad as Aurea Duba. from Strictly.
Yeah.
The winner from Strictly. He was fantastic as well. The atmosphere was fantastic. The minute the show started, the audience were up out of their seat. The ushers, bless them, were trying to ask them to sit down, and we were like,
It's not that
no,
kind of
not
show.
going to happen. Not going to happen. And from then on, it was just a roller coaster ride that went on and on and on.
What do you think his success secret is? The secret of his success?
At the risk of saying it's possibly like the nearest thing we have to an adult panto,
Okay.
to a degree, but I think with all of these things, like the test of time for a really good song,
Yeah.
it's a good show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good content, quirky characters, strong standalone songs.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's heard of the Time Warp.
Yes.
Everybody's heard of Sweet Transvestite.
Absolutely.
Everybody's heard of Touch Me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I'm not talking about the Samantha Fox song. I'm on about the one from the show.
I thought he was
that
just
was where it was
asking.
from originally. That's what I thought before I knew it. You've done Frankenfurter.
I have, not biblically, but yes, I have. Yes, I have. I've played Frankenfurter quite a few times. Yes, yeah.
I first played Frankenfurter when I was 15.
Oh.
And she's still playing it to this
I'm
day.
still playing it to this day.
Well, Belinda, what can we say? Life is a stage.
Life is a stage.
It is,
all
and
the
we've just
stage,
got-
all the world is
It
players.
is, and we've just got to carry on.
Were there
Wait,
many people dressed up at it then that are keeping
There was
the thing
loads of
going?
people. Loads of people dressed up. Obviously, that's all part of the whole experience.
Yes.
And it was really, really good to see how many people took the time to go into detail with their costumes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was quite a few Frankenfurters, not as many as I've normally seen in the past.
Yeah.
A lot of Columbias, a lot of Magentas, and a lot of the unconventional and conventionalists. All of Frank's friends, all of
party
his
goers.
ghouls. Yes,
Yeah.
the party
Yes.
goers. Very, very good. And it's just a good, fun night
Did you
out.
go dressed up?
I didn't know. I didn't.
got the costume.
I have got the costume, but do you know what? I've had a very busy week, so I was
Wow.
I was running from job to job, so I just literally come in and sat down, and I sat back and let everybody else do that.
Well, why not?
Absolutely.
So if you were to mark it out of 10, because it's on for the rest of the week.
It is, it is.
What would you mark it?
I would literally say 10 out of 10.
Really? That
Seriously,
good?
it is that good, and I've seen quite a few productions.
I was
I've
going
seen
to say, some of the Rocky Horrors are a bit hit and miss, aren't they?
They can be, and I think the casting is crucial. It depends on who you cast. Obviously, sometimes they'll cast people because they're a name. It's putting bums on seats.
Yeah.
But I think you've really got to be careful of that.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful to make sure they've got the talent to back it up.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's a musical, so they've got to be able to sing. They've got to be able to sing. And it's literally 10 out of 10, really good cast, very good cast. Every generation seems to watch it. You know, like sometimes, apparently according to Disney, they bring out the Disney DVDs every 10 years, so a new generation of kids can watch it.
Yeah.
They seem to be very clever in doing that with the Rocky Horror Show. So a new generation who haven't quite heard of it before, maybe the songs, like Time Warp.
But the actual show itself.
The whole structure of it as well, they can do that. And every time they do it, they do a different format, slightly twist. Obviously, the story's the same. Slightly twist it around a little bit, but it was probably one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Brilliant.
Yeah, really good, really good.
Definitely a show for grown-ups, though.
Definitely a show for grown-ups.
Yes.
I felt a little bit sorry for the signer on the side
with
of
the
the
other
stage.
signer.
They did, and it was fun. I think they earned their money.
A great time.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, then. I say grown-ups because that was the play that Ashley Cox went and watched. And let's have a look what that's all about. Ashley Cox,
Yo.
welcome to the show. Grown-ups, tell us all about it.
First of all, it was amazing to be back in the theatre. It's obviously quite over 16 months since I've been to the show. So to be back at the Lowry as well, being a solid girl, and I just love the Lowry. And just sort of walking back in, like I just felt like a big kid because the magic of it and all the stuff were amazing. It's really nice actually. I was a bit anxious of how people would interact. A lot of people kept their masks on, sort of in the foyer area. And then when we went in the auditorium and everyone was seated, some people took masks off, some people kept them on. But yeah, the show was hilarious. It was so much fun. And as I say, like I am a big kid, so I very much enjoyed it. I think for anyone in the audience that were over 30, sort of seeing the show progress from the actors sort of playing, nursery age children to high school young adults, sort of the school reunion at the end. Some of the jokes and some of the references, like Shaggy, it wasn't me, and it's just that I remember being in high school, and everyone was like, wasn't me. So yeah, there was loads of fun, loads of nostalgia. This company are renowned for doing sort of slapstick farce comedy. I've never actually seen one of their shows before, so being able to see one of their shows was amazing. It's a different format to what they normally do, because they normally do plays that go wrong. So this is a whole new adventure.
Sounds fantastic.
Very
What's
nice.
the story then?
It's just brilliant, and it's something that I would actually love to do. So it's the story of sort of it's kind of a coming of age thing, I suppose. So you sort of meet these children in nursery school, and the set is incredible because they've got like these giant chairs and the giant desk to make it seem like the actors are actually smaller in real life, and everything's sort of oversized. And it's just how all the children interact and sort of the dynamics between all the children, and there's like poo jokes and all the kids stuff. And then the sort of next part of the show is when they're in high school, secondary school. American era. They're in secondary school and they're sort of navigating puberty and fancying each other, and it's the same group of kids again. And then after the interval, you go to their school reunion, and obviously it all.
So it's a bit of a coming of age story kind of thing,
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
then, so if you had to mark it then out of 10, what would you mark it?
I reckon I'd mark it probably a 7 or an 8, because even though their comedy is fantastic, their physical and observational comedy is fantastic, I feel like the storyline wasn't as strong, and also something that bothered me was that because there didn't seem to be an age guidance on the show, and there was a lot of young children in the audience, and it's definitely not suitable for young people, and I don't think they're clear enough. But I would definitely watch their shows again.
So, saying it's not suitable for children, what type of age group should avoid it then? What type of age group should go to it?
I did call it. I said it's suitable for young people aged 14 and up. And there was definitely kids younger than that there. And there was some strong language and some innuendos that I think little ears,
should not
Didn't
hear.
really get it.
Fair enough,
maybe
fair
a little
enough.
bit awkward laughing. It's like,
Oh,
kids
did it?
are wrong with me, and
So it needs a bit of an age preference then.
yeah. But they're brilliant for what
Right.
they do. Comedy gold.
Well, there you go then. Well, we'll send you both out to your next project very, very soon. Are you still here? Here he is. He's still here, everybody. There we are.
I'm transfixed.
Transfixed.
I am.
Yes. I just remembered you can't hear anything, can you? Because we've just got it through our ears and you've got nothing.
The voices in my head are doing the rest.
That's how we do
Isn't
it.
it? I feel like we should do it something too active.
It's amazing. Speaking of voices in your head, I mean, and all spookiness,
Yes.
you went and saw the most scariest one this week, didn't
I
you?
did. I went to see The Woman in Black, just
The
like the one
Woman in
beside
Black.
me.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
almost like you planned it.
Is it? Is it? It's not. It's just the only thing that fits before Pride. We've got a little trailer of this, I do believe.
We do.
Shall we have a little look at it? Have we not? We haven't. Just tell us about it. Tell us
Well, I'll
about it.
tell you all about it. It was really good. It's the story of it is if anyone's seen the Daniel Radcliffe film, it's very different to the stage show. The stage show features an actor and who's sort of directing this play for this man who's wrote this transcript. And the two of them work so well because every time I've seen this show once before when I was in London, and I've seen it again in Manchester with a far bigger audience. It was a different atmosphere, but it's always a younger actor and an older actor who play both roles.
Right.
And it's so interesting to see how they bounce off each other and how this older actor, I'm not really an actor, I don't do things, into this performance that you watch go on. Fear factor.
Yeah, was it scary?
It's not as scary as I think people want it to be. I think the actual fear in it comes from your own imagination.
Because I saw The Exorcist on stage, and I swear I'd never go anywhere near that thing.
See, that's one thing I really want to say.
Well, that was ridiculous.
When we watched it, there was bits we were sat on. I won't tell you where, but where a figure walked past, and it was a little bit freaky. There was moments where they would appear on stage.
That's dangerous for actors.
Of course, in case
Because
someone
I'm
sticks
the
their
type of
foot
person
out.
who freaks out, lashes out.
Oh, I bet you are.
Yeah.
So every time I'm on the show, she's like, why are
hate
you
a lot,
here?
no, he's got bruises on his new muscles and everything. You're marking it out of 10, what would you mark it?
I'd probably give it a 7. I think a lot of people go to this thinking it's the scariest thing possible. It is creepy, but the fear factor is mostly what you put into it, your imagination. I found we were sitting there watching a scene going on, and someone would just move slightly in their chair, and I'd go,
Because you thought it was something
Because
else.
you thought it was something else. So it's more the fear factor of what you create of your own. But the performance is incredible. The storyline works so well, and it's just really encapsulating of whenever you're paying attention
And that's
to
on for the whole week as well, isn't it?
It is on for the whole
So
week.
make sure you go. Well, we talked about 3 shows now. We talked about the Rocky Horror Show, we talked about Grown Ups, and we've talked about The Woman in Black as well. So
Yes,
all these are on all week. You can catch them, can't you?
Talked about all the theatre, so let's talk about the audio side of life. Please welcome Joe Lidster.
Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, you're here to talk to us about your new audio, new audio you're directing, All the Bends, which has been written by a Manchester writer, Ian Townsend. What exactly is it about?
So it's a play that he wrote a few years ago, and it's done very well. It's been around lots of different theatres and stuff. And it's about a guy called Ben and his brother called Henry. And Ben is a bit of a mess. Not totally mess, but sort of a place where we might all have been at various times in our lives. And he's a bit aimless, and he meets a guy off Grindr, and he slightly falls in love with him. But the guy is not out. He's got a girlfriend. So it's about these 3 boys sort of navigating and hopefully heading to a happy ending. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, hopefully growing and maturing and everything.
Now, this has been a bit of a hit already, hasn't it? Because it's not like a brand new thing. In fact, it's been in development since 2012 and was at the 24/7, wasn't it? So it's obviously a work in progress, but still doing very, very well. Why? What's its success? What's its secret?
I mean, it's down to the writing. Ian Townsend's a brilliant writer. He's a Manchester-based writer. His writing it was quite interesting to direct because his writing's actually quite lyrical. And also, but it's about quite gritty real life stuff. So it's quite an interesting mix of 3 young lads, and they're sort of working class. They're not, it's not posh boys. It's 3 working class lads, and it's very, but very lyrical what they say and how they say it. And I think that's why it's done so well, because I think it's. We did say while directing, when we were doing the audio version, is there could be a very bad version of it. I've seen a lot of fringe theatre and a lot of gay plays and so on. And this is not, it's a really good, because they're characters. I think the big thing about them is that the 3 of them are really strongly defined characters. They're not stereotypes in any way. So it's just, and it's very funny as well. It's a very, very funny script. Always good. I love that.
You've obviously got quite big actors in it as well. We've got Nathaniel Hall, who we've had on the show here. What was it like having that kind of storyline? Because obviously he's quite big in doing those big storylines when it comes to gay plays. Did you find they got more into the characters because they were more adept to them in real life?
I think it was a mix because, so it's Nathaniel, Jack and Finn, the 3 actors. I think we tried to, I had to make, put them into the position of going, what's it like if you are absolutely denying a huge part of who you are? Which, different people won't know. I mean, I'm a child of Section 28, so I denied what I was for a very long time because I didn't know what I was. And I said, putting that into a play. So the character Val is absolutely denying what he is. And it was very much about which character is in control. Because Ben's a bit of a puppy dog almost, even though he's quite cocky. And that he's a bit of a puppy dog when it comes to Al, but then he's also absolutely protective of his brother. And yeah, I think they're 3 really interesting characters that are. I imagine one reason it's done very well is the characters are brilliant fun for actors to play because there's a lot to work with.
Where can we hear this then?
So it is going up for free because basically. I'm not saying this is proof that it's definitely absolutely amazing, but it kind of is. It's got a lot of Arts Council funding, so it's it's a full-on professional job. It's coming out for free. I basically follow on Twitter Bamalam P, which is Bamalam Productions, the brilliant people who put it all together. So that's BMALAMP, and that's got all the details on it. But what we are doing is we're having a launch on the 1st of September at 53.2. On Watson Street.
Fabulous venue.
There's still tickets available for that. I think the tickets are free. And there's still tickets available for that. If you go to Bamalam P on Twitter, you can find out all about it. But yeah, it's free. So hopefully lots of people who just enjoy it, and it's just a really lovely drama.
Absolutely. Just fixing
Just
lovely
fixing
head.
your earpiece.
Thank you very much, hun. Well, thank you very much, Joe, for coming on the show. It's lovely to hear about it. And if anyone wants to check it out, please do follow Bamalampi on Twitter and you can like it. Thank you very much, Joe.
Marvellous, right then. Well,
Yes.
it's all about getting yourself ready and organised
Yes.
to what's coming and what's happening over the weekend. But if you are feeling a bit not quite right, then there's probably a reason for it. And that reason can be explained by our lovely lady, Jo Britton, as we look into Mojo.
It's Jo Britton, your personal performance coach here. In today's Minute of Mojo, I'm going to answer one of the most common mojo draining questions that I get asked by my clients. Jo, how do I stop procrastinating? So you know the thing, you've got things to do and you just cannot bring yourself to do them, and you think, oh gosh, why am I so lazy? The thing to know about procrastination is if you're procrastinating, it's not because you're lazy. Procrastination is usually always the effect of some kind of fear that you have. So if you want to stop procrastinating, ask yourself the question, what am I afraid of? And start working on that. I'll be back again with more mojo fueling tips and techniques. In the meantime, you can follow me on Instagram, jobritton.mojo. I'll see you again soon.
She certainly knows her stuff, doesn't she?
does.
She really does. She's fantastic. She's going to be doing a lot more with us over the course of the next few weeks and answering your questions. Like she says, if you do have any questions that you want to pose to her, then why not get in touch with us or indeed over on the Insta page of Jo Britton herself. That's jo.brittonmojo.
And if you want to email us, it's contact us at yourmanchester.co.uk. Your MCR, sorry.
Yourmcr.com.
I know our email very well, can you tell?
There we go. Right, one person that we've not spoke to for an awful long time. He's back, everybody. One of the originals. What did you call it back in?
The OG.
The OG is one of the OG.
I'm glad she's kept that up.
Thank you.
Well
I'm
impressed.
trying to remember. It's our Titters, everybody. Welcome back.
So the O stands for old. What does the G stand for?
Gentlemen. Well, we went down two very different routes for that.
It's lovely to be back. Lovely to see you guys.
What are you up to?
Well, I'm coming out of hibernation now. You know, like everybody else.
Yeah, we all are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's been lovely listening to about all the different shows because I've actually got out there and started, went to see a bit of Ronan Keating the other week.
Oh, yeah.
At Park races.
Hey.
When they have the concerts on after the races.
I like it when he says nothing at all.
And it's
When he
just
says it
lovely.
best. He does, it's true. Honestly. Now, we brought you on today because obviously we're approaching Pride this weekend.
We are,
Now,
yes.
we're all of a different inclination, all three of us round here.
We are.
Or of a different persuasion. Is that correct?
I don't think they've come up for a letter for you yet, but we'll get there.
However, you obviously are our straight person.
Token, yeah.
Token straight.
Yes.
But Pride, this is why we wanted you back on. Pride is still just as important to you.
I think Pride's important to everybody. I really do. The first time I actually got involved with Pride was 7 years ago. I was involved with a Pride. It was a side production at JB Shorts of elegies for angels, punks, and raging.
Yes, I love that show.
Beautiful, beautiful show. And to be quite honest, I think it was the first time I realised that HIV and AIDS wasn't just a gay disease. But I'd lived through the 80s when HIV was
the
all
adverts
about.
and all
and the
that,
adverts and all that. Well, it was never going to affect me. Straight white guy. Not my problem, sort of thing. And it was sort of like, it was that education and that little bit of just finding out that little bit extra.
Yeah.
And Adam Zane came along to rehearsals because we were actually performing that year on the main stage at the Vigil.
Right.
Now the Vigil was the most beautiful experience, one of the most beautiful experiences that I've been fortunate to have had. And you've got, it's one of the places when first learns about George House Trust because we're all wearing the red t-shirts.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's very
and
important. The George
very,
House
very
Trust.
important.
That comes from an ambassador or something.
But we got on the stage at the vigil, and you've got all the candles. I mean, it's a sight to behold.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's my favourite part of Pride.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
And there was one of our singers, Dominique, nice bluesy number that she was singing about the village. It's one of the songs from the show. And at that point, I think all the people who'd passed during the year on the big screen, and people got the opportunity to pay their respects and this and the other, which is just being human, for goodness sake.
It is.
But it was absolutely beautiful. It's, to me, that, well, I can only say I've seen the parade and I've seen the vigil.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a ticket to go mad. You know, I mean, I'd just be wasting my time.
I mean, you mentioned them two there. It's like the salt and pepper, basically.
You know, you start off with Pride being the celebration sort of thing of everything that people have gone through, and when the vigil is just looking back on where we've come from, and it's so nice to have that beginning and end almost.
Very nice to put there, bro.
Thank you.
But if there's any OGs out there, you know, like me, that are ignorant, go and watch the film Pride. I saw that a couple of years after.
Wow.
It is the most feel-good film you could hope to see. And just that, the gay community, well, the LGBTQ community benefited so much from the the gesture helping the miners, and then all the unions got involved, and they got into the into government to sort of like say, no, you change these rules, you change these laws, and an awful lot of the law changes came about from the pressure of the unions because of this act of kindness.
You've got to love Margaret Thatcher, haven't you?
I do.
She was a lovely lady, especially in the crown.
Oh, she did wonders for miners, didn't she?
Just took the milk away.
Unbelievable. She took the milk away. Thank goodness we've not got the goatee here this week. I tell you, that would have thrown everything. It really would. So, when you think about Pride, how does that make you feel? What's important for you about the whole concept of Pride?
I think it's a very necessary weekend for the rest of society to have the opportunity, and the vigil is when the village opens up anyway. Anybody can go to the vigil, and you can just to share that beautiful moment. Is I think it's worth anybody's time and effort to come down to visit. We can have all the the whistles and everything going on, but whereas they're allowing, there'd probably be somebody campaigning for something in the parade. In the vigil, you get the whispers, much quieter. It's stuff you remember. If you want to get a message across, it's the whispers, not the yelling. And it's that I think is a marvellous piece. You know, and I just can't speak for how wonderful that evening is. Because the sun's gone down and everything. And you
it's gorgeous. Now, you're going to be coming back in the next few weeks.
Yes.
What are you going to be talking about? Who? About?
Right, I'd like to do a little piece. I'd like to have a chat with Annie Wallace first because it's about Harry the bricklayer.
Right.
And in brief, Harry ran away from home at 8-year-old. He became a master bricklayer. He was a special constable for in Manchester. He married in Yorkshire, aged 18, and his wife wanted a divorce when they were 20. And they'd had when I say an arranged marriage, a marriage that suited, so there was no intimacy as such. And about 18 months before the divorce came through, happened, she discovered that she caught him undressed one night, and he got the body of a woman because he was born a girl. But went through life as Harry. And so all of a sudden, all the rumours started and you got to move. So he moved from Manchester to Salford.
Right.
But in that time, he'd sort of like, as a master bricklayer, he'd employed 8 people. All the chimneys and flues and things in the massive buildings of the time. He'd been responsible for all those. And towards the end of his life, when he was feeling that he couldn't manage and couldn't keep on top of the money, and he might end up back in the workhouse where you were separated by sex. And he wanted to stay a man.
But we're going to be delving deeper into that over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and I'd like to do that as a nice little.
Well, we'll do that, Flower, for the time being, and thank you very, very much for coming in today. What's the weather going to be like for the weekend?
Let's have a look.
One man can tell us.
Only one.
Only one.
Hello my lovely weather watchers and welcome to this week's weather forecast with me, Paul Rudd. I'm here in Oldham Town Centre this week. Well, the weather's not been too good, has it? We've not had a great August, but it is looking better this week, so let's have a look at this week's weather details. Here they come. Thursday is looking sunny and cloudy with the temperatures of 20 degrees Celsius. Friday is looking cloudy with the temperatures of 19 degrees Celsius. And as we very much look forward to the weekend right now, Saturday is looking sunny and cloudy with the temperatures of 20 degrees Celsius. And Sunday, the sun will have his hat on with the temperatures of 20 degrees Celsius. So that's it from me here in Oldham Town Centre. And now it's back to the studio for this week's amazing episode of Your Manchester.
Oh, thank you, Flower, over there in Oldham. Oldham. I am doing. Now, listen, we have got a lovely weekend lined up for you. We are going to be literally out and about all around Manchester, and particularly, obviously, around the lovely village as well, bringing you our Eye on Pride, everybody. Our Eye on Pride.
So keep your eye on us.
And keep an eye on us, indeed. Get involved in it. Just before we do go, just a few words, though. Make sure that you remain as uninvested in the political side of it. Make sure you enjoy Pride for what Pride is, and make sure when you're enjoying Pride for what Pride is, you remember why Pride is important to you. And
somebody get that on a poster.
I know it, eh? And with that in mind, everybody, thanks so much to all our guests for joining us tonight. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks, Belinda.
You're welcome. All right, everybody, you take care. We'll catch you this time next week for our main programme, and obviously over the weekend, only on Your Manchester.